So there's a headline floating around: Sheikh Gumi has fled to Turkey. Now, I know some of you are probably raising eyebrows thinking, what is going on here? And that's exactly what we need to talk about. We all know Sheikh Gumi. He's one of the most influential religious figures in northern Nigeria. Gumi, who used to be an army captain and is now an Islamic scholar, has been at the center of a lot of attention. For years, he's been urging for negotiations between the Nigerian government and armed groups like bandits and insurgents in the region. His opinions are controversial, and let me tell you, they've sparked a lot of debates. Some people see him as a peacemaker, others as someone who might be too close to the groups that are causing chaos in the country. Now, the big news is that apparently Gumi has fled to Turkey. But hold on a second. Before we go full throttle, let's clear something up. This news is not confirmed yet. It's still a rumor, a report from social media that has yet to be backed by solid sources. No reliable mainstream news outlet has come out to say, yes, Gumi is in Turkey. So, we need to treat this information with caution. You know how quickly things can get twisted in the media, especially when it comes to high-profile figures. But let's think about why this rumor has even come up. Could Gumi really have left Nigeria? If he did, there are a few possible reasons. First, Gumi's been walking a thin line between the government and armed groups for a long time now. He's been trying to broker peace, asking for dialogue instead of military force. And some people are uncomfortable with the idea of a religious leader talking to bandits. To be honest, that has caused some tension. He's been criticized by many who think his actions are making things worse. But on the other hand, he has his supporters, especially those who want to see an end to violence and bloodshed in the north. Now imagine this. Gumi is under pressure, both from the government and from the people who don't like his views. There might be a point where he feels like, okay, this situation is getting too hot for me. And what does he do? He heads out to Turkey, a country that's often seen as a safe place for people who want to escape from a political or security pressure. It's not uncommon for people facing tough times in their home country to seek refuge or simply take a break in another nation. Turkey, with its strategic position and relatively stable environment, could be a good place to lay low for a while. But let's take a step back and ask, why Turkey? Why would a figure like Gumi choose Turkey over, say, the UK or the UAE? Well, Turkey has always been a place where a lot of Nigerians have gone for religious studies, business, and even personal reasons. It's a place with strong ties to the Muslim world, and it's a country that balances political stability with a bit of flexibility. If Gumi needed a place to rest or regroup, Turkey could offer that without much scrutiny from his critics back home. But again, remember, this is still a rumor. We are only speculating about why he would leave and where he could be. What we do know, however, is that if Gumi really did leave, it could have some serious implications. For one, his influence on the situation in northern Nigeria could change. He's been a key figure in the push for dialogue with bandits and other armed groups, and if he's out of the picture, it might slow down any progress on peace talks. The government, of course, might be thrilled to see him go, but the people who believe in his methods may feel like they've lost a crucial ally in trying to end the violence. Now, here's the thing. If this rumor is true, it's going to raise some serious questions. What happens to Gumi's role in all of this? Does he just drop off the map and stop being a public figure? Or does he continue to play a role from abroad? It's also possible that he doesn't even stay in Turkey for long. Maybe it's just a temporary thing. Maybe he's taking a break, and after things cool down, he'll come back to continue his work. But for now, we don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding this story. And let's talk about how the public is reacting to this. People in Nigeria are divided about Gumi. Some think he's doing the right thing by talking to the insurgents. Others see him as a troublemaker who's making things worse. So, if he leaves the country, it's not going to be all bad or all good for him. There will be mixed reactions. On one hand, people who support his approach might feel disappointed, thinking that without Gumi, the peace process is going to take even longer. On the other hand, Critics might feel relieved, thinking that this will weaken the influence of someone they believe has been too sympathetic toward criminals. But you know what's even more interesting? If Gumi does leave, what does that say about the state of Nigeria's security? If a religious leader with such influence feels the need to leave, it's not just about him. It speaks volumes about the insecurity and instability in the region. If you're someone who can mediate between armed groups and the government, and you're still feeling like it's unsafe to stay in the country, that's a serious sign that things are not okay. It shows that the violence, the kidnappings, the clashes, these issues are far from being solved. And if the country's most influential peace broker can't even stick around, what does that say about the future? Now, let's talk about Gumi's supporters. What happens to them if he's not around to speak for them anymore? His supporters are mainly those who feel that talking to the bandits is the only way to end the bloodshed. These are people who don't want more military intervention. They don't want to see more lives lost in combat. So, without Gumi's voice, these people might feel like they have no one else to turn to. They might even feel like the fight for peace is getting harder. But here's a thought for you. Do we need to rely on one person to be the bridge between the government and armed groups? Isn't it time to build a system where there's more than just one leader? One person who can speak for both sides? Gumi has been doing the work, sure. But what if we need more people to step up? What if the solution is not just about one person, but about a collective effort from within the community? What does it mean for Nigeria? Not just for Gumi? Think about the bigger picture. When you have people, whether they're religious leaders, community activists, or even government figures who start feeling like they can't stay in the country, that says a lot about the situation on the ground. It's one thing when average citizens feel the pressure to leave, but when someone like Gumi, who has a history of working within the system, feels like it's too dangerous to stay, that's a major red flag. This isn't just about one person, it's about the whole system. Gumi might be a target, but his departure could signal something bigger. It's about trust, it's about security, and it's about what we as Nigerians can expect when it comes to protecting those who are trying to make a difference. So, let's break it down. Gumi's departure, whether for safety, peace efforts, or whatever reason, can't be seen in isolation. It's not just, oh, Gumi's gone. No, it's a reflection of the ongoing instability. If we're really thinking about what this means, we need to ask the right questions. Why is it that people in positions of influence are being forced to leave the country? Why does it seem like the pressure is getting higher? And what does it say about the broader environment? If someone like Gumi can't do his work in Nigeria anymore, that's a sign that we're losing more than just one voice. But here's another angle to consider. If Gumi has left for a while, what about the future? What about the people who are left behind in these communities? The ones who depend on dialogue and peace, talks for their safety. They're not just going to stop hoping for peace because one person leaves, they'll keep pushing. And here's the thing. While Gumi might have been a key figure, the truth is that Nigeria needs a sustainable solution that doesn't hinge on any one person. It's bigger than him. It's bigger than any individual. This is about creating a future where peace talks don't rely on a singular leader. It's about building systems that don't leave the door wide open for conflict. Now think about the international perspective here. If Gumi has fled, even temporarily, it's going to make headlines. It's going to raise questions internationally. And if the international community starts taking notice, that can bring more pressure. It might push the Nigerian government to act more decisively on the issues of insecurity, negotiations, and perhaps even reform. Or it could go the other way. Pressure could mount on the government to silence Gumi's critics even more. Either way, this could make the situation in Nigeria more complicated, not just for the country, but for everyone involved. But here's the thing, we need to talk about solutions. What's next? If this story holds true, Gumi being abroad doesn't solve Nigeria's security problems. It's just a change in the conversation. The real work, finding a lasting peace, addressing the root causes of violence, bringing stability back to communities, needs to happen whether Gumi is in Turkey or not. And you know what? The people affected by the violence, the ones who've been living with these challenges for years, they're not going to just sit back and wait for someone else to fix things. They'll find a way to continue their fight for peace, no matter who's standing in front of them. So, what should we be looking for next? Look out for the real news. We need confirmation. Whether it's through Gumi himself or through credible media sources, we need facts, not speculation. And once we know more, we need to keep asking, what is the next step for Nigeria? How do we move forward if this peace process is shaken up? Is it time for new voices to step in and take over where Gumi left off, or do we need a completely new approach? Whatever happens, one thing is for sure. The story isn't over yet. Whether Gumi stays in Turkey or returns to Nigeria, the situation on the ground is going to keep evolving. But don't forget, we're all part of this conversation. If you want to know more about the future of peace talks in Nigeria, about the people who are working for change, and what steps might come next, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. It's a conversation we all need to keep having. The bottom line here is that we don't know for sure if Gumi has fled to Turkey, and even if he has, we don't know for how long he'll be gone or what it means for Nigeria's security. What we can do though is keep watching. Stay updated. Look for official sources to confirm whether this story is true or just another rumor. In the meantime, I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Gumi left for his safety? Or is there something more to the story? Do you think Nigeria can move forward with peace talks if he's not around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want more updates like this. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.